Tonight, Israel is braced for the nightly missile attacks after a day of Israeli attacks across Iran. Despite pleas from world leaders, there is as yet no sign of any de-escalation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has tonight refused to rule out targeting Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, claiming that his death would help end the conflict, not escalate it.
Go for help directly hit following an Iranian missile attack. Iran said it had been targeting Israeli military and intelligence sites near this hospital in Beersheba in southern Israel. This video from Israeli police showing some of the inside in the aftermath.
You're not gonna believe this. Iran and Israel have been at war for years, and yet they've never officially declared one. Crazy, right? It's a war where they don't send their own troops. They let others do the fighting for them. Militias, terror groups, secret agents, cyber attacks. It's like a modern day Game of Thrones but with drones instead of dragons. And the battlefield is not just Iran or Israel. It stretches across Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and even cyberspace. But here's the wild part. Most people have no idea what's really going on. We hear about missiles being launched or nuclear programs being sabotaged, but no one connects the dots. And once you see how deep this rabbit hole goes, it's hard to unsee it, because this conflict is not just about politics or religion. It's about power, survival, and global influence. And the scary thing, it's getting bolder, louder, and more dangerous than ever. So in this video, we are breaking down the full story, not the watered down headlines, but the actual players, the secret strategies, the history, the stakes, and where this whole thing might be heading. Trust me, once you understand what's happening behind the scenes, you'll never look at the Middle East or your newsfeed the same way again.
As President Trump weighs US involvement in strikes on Iran, experts say a massive bunker-buster bomb is likely the only weapon capable of destroying a key Iranian nuclear facility. But as CNN's Brian Todd reports, even this massive bomb may not be able to penetrate Iran's Fordo-fuel enrichment plant, which is carved into a mountain and extends deep underground.
Israel and Iran have traded strikes for a fourth day. Israel says it attacked the headquarters of Iran's state television today, which was captured during a live broadcast. The Israeli military had earlier warned people in the capital of Tehran to evacuate.
So far, more than 200 civilians have been killed in Iran, 24 in Israel. Hundreds more in both countries are reported injured.
Iran became an Islamic republic in 1979. Its new leaders hated the West and Israel. They saw Israel as a threat to Muslims, and Israel saw Iran as a new enemy. Before that, the two actually had ties, but after Iran's revolution, things changed fast.
In our today's video, we are going to talk about these two people. Not per se these two people, but their respective countries, that is Israel and Iran. But why are we discussing about these two countries? It's because these two are currently embroiled in a war. And this started with one of the most ambitious military operations that has been conducted in recent years. And here, Israel, it launched a series of airstrikes targeting Iran, particularly its nuclear sites, its missile facilities, as well as other key military infrastructure.
Iran wants power in the Middle East. It supports groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. These groups attack Israel, and Israel helps fund and arm them. Iran says it wants to protect Muslims and stand up to Israel, but many think Iran wants more control and influence across the region. Israel sees Iran as a real danger, not just because of the groups it supports, but also because Iran has been trying to build a nuclear weapon.
Fourth airstrikes between Israel and Iran are on their fourth day after Israel pierced through Iran's nuclear program in a surprise operation. President Trump is still hopeful the two can agree on a peace deal, something he says Russian President Vladimir Putin has pitched to broker. ABC's Tristan Cordero has the latest from Washington.
Israel says it cannot allow that because if Iran gets nukes, it could destroy Israel. So
can you imagine what would have happened if this happens when Iran has nuclear capabilities, nuclear bomb, and it's only a matter of days?
Over the years, Israel has secretly hit back, cyber attacks, assassinations of scientists, airstrikes in Syria, all meant to slow down Iran's plans. This isn't a war with tanks or soldiers, it's a shadow warfare. Iran arms Israel's enemies. Israel bombs Iranian targets in Syria.
The set of a live broadcast on Iranian state TV was shaken and filled with debris after the building was hit by an Israeli strike. Israel's defense minister said, quote, "The Iranian regime's propaganda and incitement broadcasting authority was attacked by the IDF after a widespread evacuation of the area's residents."
Iran backs hackers. Israel hits back with its own cyber teams. They fight in the dark without declaring war, but sometimes it comes close. Missile attacks, drone strikes, tit-for-tat violence.
To intercept Iranian missiles. Air raid sirens were activated in cities across Israel, and people were told to take shelter.
The US supports Israel. That makes Iran even more aggressive.
President Trump says there is still a chance for Iran to make a deal to end the fighting.
I think a deal will be signed or something will happen.
In 2015, Iran made a deal to slow its nuclear program, but in 2018, the US pulled out of that deal. Since then, things got worse. Iran moved closer to a bomb. Israel increased attacks. Today, the conflict feels like it could explode. Iran is closer than ever to nuclear ability. Israel has a new government that's more aggressive. Hezbollah has more weapons. Gaza is always on the edge, and every time there's a hit, both sides think about revenge. This fight is deep. It's religion, it's politics, it's fear, but it's also a cycle. Iran threatens, Israel hits back, then Iran does more, and the regular people in the region pay the price. Can it stop? Maybe, but not anytime soon, because for both sides, this isn't just war, it's survival.